Hi everyone, I'm back today with a very special collaboration that I'm excited to share with you. I've created a watercolour palette called Mellow Days and Cosy Nights with the amazing Latvian handmade watercolour makers Deep Deep Light. The palette is inspired by my work and the subjects I love to paint, and as you would expect is full of gorgeous, muted, moody and earthy colours. In this video, I'll share the 15 colours with you, talk to you about why I've chosen them for this palette, and show you just how versatile they are. Deep Deep Light have also collaborated with me to create an entirely new colour for the palette, called Natashas Grey. Granulating and colour separating, Natashas Grey is perfect for shadows, distant hills, cloudy skies and stormy seas. It has both warm and cool elements, and I like to use it with a lot of water when it becomes a cool, icy blue grey. Before we have a closer look at the colours, I should let you know that Deep Deep Light have given me a special discount code for my subscribers. If you place an order, enter the code DeepDeepNatasha and you'll receive 10% off. All of the details are in the description box beneath this video. Cedar teal is a fascinating and highly granulating colour. It looks like a blue-green when it's wet, but as it dries, it gradually becomes more of a blue-grey with a hint of pink showing through. Jay Blue is another highly granulating textured colour and the perfect dark blue for the night skies I love to paint. Deep blue is a versatile colour for skies and seas, among other things. If you use it in a wash, it becomes a beautiful and subtle pale blue. River is a warm blue-green, granulating, moody and perfect. Juniper Shadow is a dark teal green, perfect for woodland, nightscapes and shadows. I feel like Forest Green is a real Natasha type of green, very dark, moody and natural, and perfect for this palette. Chrome Oxide Green is a fairly opaque, warm mid-green, essential for a landscape and nature palette. I'm in love with the name Solstice Fern and the beautiful granulation of this colour. It's the perfect colour for the spring and summer seasons. Meadow Green is a warm granulating green with a gorgeous texture. Prickly Pear is such an interesting colour. If you add a lot of water, you'll see the colours separate, and it has an amazing granulating texture. I chose Castle Brown because I wanted a rich, dark, chocolatey brown for this palette, and I'm in love with this one. It's the perfect woodland colour. Daylily Orange found its way into this palette because I wanted an earthy orange that would be useful for autumn scenes, but also amazing as an accent colour in night landscapes, as you'll see a little later on in this video when I work on one of my nightscape paintings. Bent Grass is a granulating grey yellow, my favourite kind of yellow. And finally we have Reed Buff, a beautiful neutral colour with small dark particles that give it a lovely texture. I wanted this palette to be as versatile as possible and to cover different seasons as well as day and night, different nature subjects and even coastal landscapes as well. So what I'm going to do in this section of the video is just put together a few smaller palettes from within the palette of 15 colours that I've enjoyed working with. So hopefully this can give you some ideas for yourself if you buy this palette and want to have a go at different subjects. So the first one I'm putting together is a palette that I've really enjoyed working with for an early autumn landscape. The next palette I'm putting together would be my choices for a coastal landscape. Usually with these smaller palettes I'm putting together maybe 7 or 8 colours to work within a more limited colour palette. Next, I'm going to share the colours that I think would work well for a spring or summer landscape, if like me you like to continue using more muted and earthy colours even in these seasons. And here we have the colours that I feel would work well for a woodland scene. And finally we have the colours I chose for the night landscape painting that I'm going to be working on in a moment. The paper I'm using for this piece is the Archer's cold pressed 640 GSM or £300 paper, and the brush I'm using is my favourite brush, the Betty Hayways No. 7. The colour I started with was J Blue for the sky. I then decided to use Natashas Grey for the field. And this is Juniper Shadow for the field in the foreground. I used cedar teal for the hill. You'll notice that when this first goes on, it looks very green, but as it dries, it turns into much more of a grey colour. Daylily orange is a great accent colour and stands out beautifully against the blues and greys of this piece. I needed a darker colour for the roofs of the cottages, so I mixed together Jay Blue with Castle Brown and it created the loveliest black. It was at this stage that I decided that to create more of a range in value or tone, I needed to make the sky darker, so I added another layer of Jay Blue. The foreground also needed to be darker, so I decided to take the Jay Blue and go over the top of the Juniper Shadow. So here's the finished piece. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed exploring the new Mellow Days and Cosy Nights palette with me. Links to the Deep Deep Light website are in the description box below, and don't forget that you receive 10% off any order with the code DeepDeepNatasha. If you've watched to the end, leave a comment saying Natashas Grey. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you again soon in another video.